Hi, I'm Deanne with Crafting with Dee. I guess this will be part 2. Apparently my camera only goes so long. So, I was cutting out the windows. I didn't do anything, that just kind of went out and popped, made a popping sound, so I knew it was not recording anymore. I'm just going to cut out. Ugh. You know, it might be better to punch the holes before you glue the paper down. That's what I did on here, and it definitely was easier. This is not fun. Let's see. Let's see. I got a little piece left here. Alright, well that was not fun. Just sand that off a little bit. Definitely punch your holes before you glue your paper down, especially if you're using a heavy paper that has a lot of glitter, which is what I'm using. Yeah. Much better. Okay, let me just ink that a little bit. We're using the walnut ink, walnut stain, distressing ink. Okay. Now we're going to use pop dots. And I've got a little bit of my silver rub and buff on there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue down. Actually, we're going to put the yellow. You need yellow paper, just a little piece. Just yellow cardstock. This is the size I used on the last one. Let's see. Just cut these out. It's just a matter of, you know, adding it. I didn't glue it straight down to it because I wanted it to look like there was a little more dimension. And I used a piece of vellum that has dots on it. It's Paper Pizzazz. I got it at Joann Fabrics, and I just glue a piece of that down to make the windows. I think I need to back this up. There we go. To do the windows, so just cut a piece of that. And glue it down. Cut off any excess. No one's going to see it, it's going to be glued down. So there you've got the vellum. You can see that. I like the polka dots, looks like snow. And then you're going to take the yellow, you can put it right behind it so it looks like there's lights on in your house. Instead of seeing the green behind it, just looks a little brighter. This one I folded and it gave it a little more dimension. I'll show you how I did that. I'm cutting my strip in half, and then I just fold in. There's no correct measurement, just want to make sure it's wide enough for your opening. So you got that now, and then you're just going to fold back on itself again on both sides, and then that's where you're going to glue it. And it'll give it depth, and it'll also help with the dimension when you're using the pop dots. And you just glue it on the back. I'll do the other one with you. Just glue it down. Just fold it over. and then fold it back on itself. So it looks like this. And then you put the glue here. And then glue it down. Like that. And then it looks like, it's hard to tell on screen, but it really does make a difference instead of just putting it up right up against it and it looks really yellow, like yellow paper. So this just, I don't know, makes it look more like lighting. So now we're going to take our pop dots. Actually, I'm using my foam squares because I don't have any pop dots. And we're just going to pop dot it or stick them all on there. Oops, went too far with that one. I really don't like these little ones. And then I'm going to take it down the side. You probably don't have to put this many. You can see this is higher, but it will squish down a little, like that when you put the dots on. Now we're going to pull all these off. And this size that I'm doing, I mean, you can make it any size you want. You can do it smaller and do like a little series of houses. It would be really cute. I'm offsetting it a little because I want the green that we put underneath to show up a little bit. And just press it down. And so you can see we've got gives it some dimension. And then we're going to do the same thing with this piece. Uh-oh. See what I did wrong? Yikes. I did. Alright, well, learn from my mistakes. Make sure you're gluing the paper on the right side. It's alright, we'll just do a real quick one here. Oh, what are you going to do? Glue that down. I don't know if I can cut this while it's so wet or not. Okay. Sanding to the edges. Take my walnut stain with the edge. There we go. Now that piece is going to get glued down. I got it going the right direction now. I forgot that on here I did this little chimney. Can you see? It looks like a brick chimney. So the way I did that was, let's see, I think I have it here with me. Let me check. There we go. I thought I brought it over with me. Oh, here it is. I did this for another project. I used this embossing plate. It's a Friskers, and I embossed it with my Big Shot or whatever it's called. And then I took the walnut stain and rubbed over so you could see all the little bricks. And then I took this glimmer mist, it's called Suede, and just sprayed it and then wiped all over it, like really messy. So it gave it a darker, deeper look and a little shimmer. And then I used that for my chimney. So I'm just going to cut a piece off. Let's see. And glue it down. Just like that. Oops, got too much glue on there. You really don't need a lot of glue. Alright, let's see if I can cut this piece. Oops. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to get covered like this. A little sanding. Oops, a piece got to come off. Distress ink. And voila. Now we're going to take this. And to give this even more dimension, I doubled up on my dots so it's higher than the body of the house, the roof. So I'm just gonna, wait, let me make sure I'm doing the right side. Yeah. And then just peel it off and add another one. I usually use a long tape, but I don't have any more. I really need to get some.